Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to share with you my February favorites and all the things that I have been loving in the month of February. Although I'm gonna be honest and tell you that a lot of these things I've loved for longer than February. But because I was traveling in February, I didn't try a whole lot of new things. I didn't really fall in love with anything new, but these are things I sort of re-fell in love with in the month of February, and I will tell you why. So the first one is this Fit Desk calendar from Fitlosophy Fit Book. I can never really figure out what their company, I think their company is Fitlosophy, but they're known for the Fit Book. So like people always say it's from Fit Book, but the company is really Fitlosophy. Anyways, it is a calendar that sits on your desk or your table or your counter or wherever you want to put it. We keep ours on our, I call it an island. It's pushed up against the wall. Therefore, it's not really an island, but it was when I bought it on Wayfair. Go check out the apartment tour video to see what I'm talking about. But it is where we kind of do any sort of prep work in the kitchen because it's the most amount of counter space. And so what I do is when I take my vitamins in the morning, I will flip to the new day and I will read what it is. And it usually has some sort of motivational quote in this box, which I'm a sucker for a good motivational quote. And then it has a fit tip at the bottom, and they vary. Some of them are food related, some of them are fitness related, and they are all over the place. Some of it's like get more sleep. Some of it is very specific to the holiday. Like if you flip to like the Halloween one, it has like a pumpkin spice latte healthy version recipe or something like that. So this is actually the older version. They have a newer version now up on their website, which I have been meaning to order. But either way, I absolutely love this thing. And the reason I'm sharing it in this monthly favorites is because of all the questions I've gotten during weekly vlogs. If I feature this in a weekly vlog, hands down, somebody in the comments asks me where it's from. So I wanted to share it here because it is something that I've loved, and there are no dates on it as well, so you can use it year after year. I think I'm going into the third year that I'm actually flipping through it. And again, because I travel, I don't always see every day, but also sometimes you just forget, and it's nice to be reminded of what it is. So I also think these make really great gifts. So I got one for my stepmom because she's really fitness oriented, but I think for somebody who prioritizes health and fitness in their life, I think that this is a great gift. Okay, let's stick with health and fitness while we're on it. And I'm gonna talk about these carrot noodles, carrot spirals, as Trader Joe's calls them. I'm obsessed with these. I go through at least a box a week, if not like a box and a half, because I have them almost every single day. I don't love vegetables. If you know me, if you've been around here, I'm not a vegetable person. I just don't, there's most vegetables I don't like the flavor of. And my friends will say, well, just put lots of spices on it and it tastes better. I'm like, it still tastes like a vegetable. So unless they are smothered in sauce or cheese, I don't really like vegetables. And carrots, I don't like raw carrots. I mean, I'll eat them, especially if I can dip them into like ranch dressing. I don't love raw carrots though. And cooked carrots, I'm mixed with, because sometimes they're too sweet. Like cooked carrots can be too sweet. But when they are in noodle form and they are smothered in tomato sauce or cream sauce or whatever kind of sauce, pesto sauce, whatever kind of sauce it is, I'm obsessed with them. Now, I am currently doing Jenny Craig, and there are a lot of Jenny Craig meals that are pasta based, and it's a whole wheat pasta and the portion size is like this big. But there's always enough sauce in there that I can add a whole serving of carrot noodles and it tastes amazing. And I get my vegetable in for the meal. So I cannot recommend these more. I will stock up on them. They're in the frozen section. They also have zucchini noodles. I don't like the zucchini ones as much. I think they're kind of slimy and the texture is not as nice. These have actually the texture that is very similar to noodles. Like it is very similar to noodles. My dad doesn't believe me when I tell him that. I was like, no, Dad, I promise. They actually taste like noodles when they're covered in sauce, and they're a little bit sweeter actually than normal noodles, which is kind of nice. He was like, you're not gonna convince me. So I may not convince you, but I just need to brag about these because I have them almost every day. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are the Erin Condren Folios. And I didn't want to talk about them until both sizes were back in stock. So I've been holding off, but now they're there, at least as of the time I'm filming this video. So I'm gonna share both sizes with you. I use both sizes every single day, and especially traveling, they made my life so much easier. So let me show you what I keep in both of them. Now, this size one, I'm pretty sure I talked about when I did my planner stack for 2019 video, although I think I did it back in like November, but it is still the planner stack for 2019. So this is the one that I use every day for my normal like planner, and it has my Erin Condren vertical in the back and like the pocket, and then in the front I keep a thing of sticky notes. These are Oh Hello stationery sticky notes. I keep all of my pens that I like. I keep my scissors. These are my hands down favorite scissors. I'm pretty sure these were in their own favorites video. And then the washi cutter thing that Naomi sent me that I still haven't quite figured out how to use, but I'm carrying it around. And then if I have a paper, a list that I'm working on, I actually usually keep my Jenny Craig menu tucked back here. It's on the counter in the kitchen right now, but I like having this pocket for papers that I can easily access. I used to always keep papers in the pocket of my planner and it was sort of hard to get to them. So I like keeping the papers here. So I love this medium-sized folio for my planner and all my planner stuff. And then the larger size one I use as a computer case. And I will show you, it is absolutely perfect. And the pockets have worked out well for me as well. So they have the bigger size one for the teacher planner, or the large size notebooks fits in this one. But I use it for my computer. So it keeps my computer protected back here. It's that same like squishy foam. And then in the front, I keep three things. I keep a phone cord, so I can always transfer footage from my phone to my computer. I feel like I always have footage to be transferring. It's one downside of using your phone to film. And then I always keep a pair of normal headphones because that's what the computer needs, is like this kind of headphone. And I always seem to forget them, so I keep it in here with my computer. And then I keep my external hard drive in here just for emergencies, or to when I finish a video, I put it over here immediately to keep space on my computer so that it runs faster. There's something else in here. Oh, geez. Oh, I guess I also stuck the card from the Chicago Planner Conference. The leadership team gave like a sweet card thanking me for speaking. I guess I stuck it in that pocket. I have one more product for you, and then we're gonna talk about my favorite habit. The last product I wanna talk about is the It Cosmetics CC Cream, but in the matte kind. Now, I have used this product for a long time. Like, I got the original one, the non-matte one. It was like really when I first fell down the beauty YouTube rabbit hole, and I was like, first really getting into beauty, because that was the first time I ever really purchased high-end beauty products and not drugstore beauty products, was a couple of years ago. So I think I bought it then, but they didn't have the matte one at the time. But what I love about this product, and what I still love about this product, and why I'm talking about it today, is the combination of the sunscreen in the product. Now, there are other foundations or other creams that have sunscreen in them. That's not a new thing, but this is the only one that I found that has 40, and the other one has 50, the non-matte version, and it's in a plastic container. So this is the perfect travel companion. I don't have to pack sunscreen because it's right here in my makeup, and it doesn't break because it's plastic. So traveling in February, this is the only thing that I took as far as foundation goes. And I have been loving the matte one because I do have naturally oily skin. Now, I do wish that I don't have one currently in my possession, an original version, because in the winter, I probably could use the original version, but definitely in the summer, the matte one is my best friend. And like, again, this is the only foundation I usually will travel with, even when I'm speaking or doing anything, because again, I don't have to pack sunscreen and it isn't going to break. Because my normal day-to-day foundation, actually, if you watch one of my recent weekly vlogs, I have not been wearing foundation, but my at-home foundation is the Wet n Wild foundation, which I still love, and the price is amazing, but it's a glass container, and I don't like traveling with that. It just makes me nervous that it's gonna break and explode over all of my things. So in 2018, in all of my favorites videos, I shared a habit that I was focusing on for that month, and then if I liked it and it was my favorite, I shared it in my favorites video. The first favorites video of 2019, I invited my friend Ileana to be a part of it, and we talked about a lot. That's a really long favorites video. We talked about our Jenny Craig journey and all kinds of things, so I didn't include a habit in last month's favorites video. The other reason I was considering not including a habit is I feel like I talk about habits a lot, and they're coming through on both my weekly vlogs and in my videos about the power sheets. So I was thinking, do I really want to overwhelm them and also share a habit in my favorites video? And I decided that the answer is sometimes. I know that's not the greatest answer, but if I have a habit that I want to talk about from a favorites perspective, if it is a habit that I have started, and I probably talked about it in my power sheets video if it's a new habit of mine, if it is something that I have absolutely loved incorporating into my day-to-day life, then I'm going to talk about it in a favorites video. And I have one for you today, and that is incorporating reading back into my life. I've always been a reader. I love to read. And whenever I travel, I always take a book with me, and I like to read on the plane, especially when you can't have an electronic during takeoff. Well, now you can have your phone, but before you weren't allowed to have electronics during takeoff and landing, and so I always had a book, but I never incorporated it into my day-to-day routine. It was always just sort of if I had spare time, which I never had spare time. So at the beginning of 2019, I incorporated it not just once in my day, but twice. I've been doing it in the morning and at night, and it's been everything. I have been absolutely loving it. So let's talk about the morning first. I like that it is a task that I immediately do to get my morning going. So one of the problems that I struggled with waking up early was not having stuff scheduled to do and just sort of waking up early, and then all of a sudden those like 2 hours would go by and it was time to go to work. And I was like, well, where did those 2 hours just go? But now at least I know that I accomplished that one thing. And so I try to do it literally first thing. I'll go to the bathroom and wash my face, and then I will sit on the couch and read my book. And I will read a nonfiction book, something that is personal development, something that's helping me grow. And so far this year, I have read Simplified by Emily Ley. And then I started to read Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. And I'm gonna be honest, one of the other reading habits that I've incorporated is quitting books that don't work for me, at least not right now. And I thought that that book was going to be super applicable. It's all about social media, and I've only ever heard amazing things about it. But to be honest, I could not get into it. I just couldn't. And I don't know if it's because it's outdated. Like, he wrote it a long time ago, and social media's changed a lot since he wrote that book. Or because the style didn't vibe with me. I don't know what it was. But I remember a YouTuber that I watched saying, if the book doesn't work for you, don't feel like you have to finish it. Like, you tried. If it's not working, put it down and start a new book. So I stopped reading it and I moved on. Now I'm reading Pick 5 by Randy Zuckerberg. And I'm not moving through books as quickly as I thought I would be because I'm not reading for a huge amount of time. And I'm trying to digest it. So I'm not trying to speed through it. I'm trying to take notes or, highlight or write in the margin and trying to make sure that I'm absorbing the information. So that's all I've gotten so far. Like, I've read 1.5 and like another half. Okay, I didn't even get through half of Crush It. But you see my point. I haven't really finished all that much. And then at night, I've been reading fiction to help me fall asleep, to replace my habit of watching TV before bed. And that has also just been incredible. I think I've been sleeping better and I've been enjoying fiction now. Actually, right now I'm reading Becoming by Michelle Obama, which is technically not fiction, but it is like my nighttime read. Before that, I read The Girl on the Train, which I sped through, which was awesome. This one's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I'm almost to the last section, which is becoming more. Is that what? Becoming better? More? Becoming more? It's like becoming me, becoming us, and then something else. I'm almost to that something else. But again, I'm just loving the habit of 30 minutes before I want to be asleep, I will get into bed and I will put at my bedside table, I have hand lotion, chapstick, and then like a face spray that has lavender in it. And then I will write in my journal, and I do the one good thing that happened every day and one bad thing that happened every day, which is another habit that I have actually been loving. But I talked about that somewhere else. Didn't I? I feel like I have. And then I will read. And I usually read for about 15-20 minutes before I'm like dozing off. And so then I will put the book away and turn the light off. And then it usually takes me another 5 minutes to fall asleep. I don't know if any of that is exact. I don't have a sleep thing on. I don't sleep with my Apple Watch. I don't actually know for sure, but it's been working and I've been feeling very rested. I did start an account on Goodreads, so if you are interested in the books that I've read or am reading, please feel free to go check them out over there. I am trying to keep it up to date, kind of, but again, it's more of just like a place for me to track what I have read and what I thought about them, and then to get recommendations from other people. Okay, that is it. Those are all the things that I have loved for the month of February. Let me know in the comments, what have you been loving for the month of February? Is there something that you love to travel with? Because in the month of March, I'm actually not traveling, which is gonna be awesome. But in April, and then May, and then June, not July, August, September, October, November. Literally every month for the rest of the year after March. That's crazy. I'm going to be traveling somewhere. So if there is a beauty product or just any kind of product that you, as a must-have, that you must take when you travel, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. And then, I can't get that back in right now. Why can't I get anything back in the pockets? I'm not going to talk about that because I don't actually know. Because I do have naturally oil skin. Oil skin? In 2018, yeah, that was last year, right? Actually, right now I'm reading Becoming by